All right, so we're going to start lying down on the back. So go ahead and get yourself on your mat and come to lie down. And as soon as you get there, go ahead and hug your knees into your chest. So you can wrap your arms around the shins. Give yourself a nice big hug. If it feels nice, you might make some circles to one side and then the other side. And then we're going to take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Just do 2 more like that. Inhale. Exhale. And 1 more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now set your feet flat on the floor. I'm going to come into ankle to knee stretch. So from here, cross the right ankle to your left knee. And this is one option right here. Second option is you can thread the needle, so you can pick the left foot off the ground and interlace your fingers right behind your left thigh. And you can see if you can keep the shoulders soft and your feet active. And then the more you pull your left knee in towards you, the more you're going to feel that stretch along the outer hips. So go at your own capacity. Listen to your body and notice what's happening. Hold it for a few more deep breaths. Last few breaths here. And then from here, keep your figure 4 and then drop your left foot flat on the ground. Again, you're not turn your knees over to the right. So everything stays the same. You're just turning over to the right. And then reach your left arm over to the left. You can also tee both arms out. And notice if this is too much on your left knee, you can take the foot off your left thigh and just let both knees roll to the right like a windshield wiper. But if you can, keep the foot on your left thigh. A few more breaths here. And then come back to center. Okay, keep the figure 4, still keep it. Now you're gonna go the other way. So turn over to the left. This time, bring the sole of the right foot flat on the ground and then place your left hand on the inside of your right thigh. You're gonna push it away from you here. Right arm goes out to the right. So these are very active stretches. Your eyes closed, shoulders soft, and listen to the breath. Feel the breath. Few more breaths on this side here. And come back to center. And now interlace your finger. Actually hug the right knee into your chest. Take a nice deep breath in. Deep breath out. Now reach your right leg up towards the ceiling. Interlace your fingers behind the right thigh. Flex the right foot. So press the heel up towards the ceiling or the sky. And notice what's happening along the back of your right leg. You might even make some circles with your right foot. So you can flex and point, flex and point. All right, rebend your right knee. This time reach your left leg forward. We're going to take another twist. So twist over to your left. Bring the right knee across the body. And then reach your right arm to the right. Breathe here. And then come back to center. Set your feet on the ground. Hug both knees into your chest. Take a nice deep breath in. Deep breath out. Set your feet back on the ground. We're going to do all of that on the other side. So cross your left ankle to the right thigh. You might stay here, or second option is to thread the needle. Interlace your fingers behind the right thigh. Keep the feet active. Keep noticing all of the different qualities of your breath. Last few breaths here. Now release, but keep your figure four. Now turn over to your left. Tee the right arm out. So keep the foot on the right thigh. You can tee both arms out if that feels nice. And then remember, if this is too much on that right knee, anything that you might be feeling there, you can take the foot off and just let both knees to the left. And come back to center. Still keep that figure 4. Go the other way. So take both knees to the right. Sole of your left foot will come flat on the ground. Take your right hand, place it on the inside of your left thigh. Come back to center. Hug your left knee to your chest. Take a nice deep breath in. Deep breath out. Now reach your left leg up. Interlace your fingers behind your left thigh. And flex your left foot. So imagine you wanted to step on the ceiling with your left foot. You can also make circles with your foot, point and flex. Any movement that feels good to you, you can do that right here. A few more breaths. And then go ahead and rebend your left knee. Reach your right leg forward. Okay. I'm going to take a twist to the right. So reach your left arm over to the left. And take the knee across the body into a twist. Come back to center. Hug your knees here. One more. Breathe in. And breathe out. Now bring the soles of the feet together. Open the knees wide. Just take a quick moment here to observe the breath. Take one hand to your belly, one hand to your chest. And then come back. Hug your knees here. Take a nice deep breath in. And deep breath out. Start to rock yourself forward and back. We're going to come to tabletop, hands and knees. Swing your legs around. And come to a child's pose. So bring the soles of your feet together. Open the knees either wide or a lot wider than hip distance. And then let your head rest. Reach the arms back. Take one more breath here. Now come up to your hands and knees. We're going to flow through cat-cows here. So spread the fingers nice and wide. Shoulders right over your wrists. Tuck your toes. Inhale for cow pose. Lift your chest. And exhale, round your spine. Push the ground away. And again, breathe in, lift up. And breathe out, press. A few more like this. Inhale. And exhale. Really, really push the ground away. Drop the head. Inhale for cow pose. Exhale for cat pose. Again, breathe in. And breathe out. From here, come back to a neutral spine. Take your left foot out to the left and ground the heel as if you were doing warrior two pose here. And then keep drawing your chest forward here. Breathe in for cow pose. And breathe out for cat pose. Arch your spine. You might feel it a little bit in that left inner thigh. So inhale, lift up for cow. Exhale for cat. Round your spine. One more. Breathe in. And breathe out. Bring the left knee back to meet the right knee. This time, reach your left foot back. Yeah, like a half plank pose. You're going to bring the foot over to the right side of the mat. Look over your left shoulder. So look at your back foot over your left shoulder. Your breaths here. And then bring it back to center. Press back to child's pose. Just a couple of breaths here. And come back to hands and knees. Okay. Let's do it on the other side. So take your right foot out. Spin the heel down. So your toes face the front of the room. And then plant your fingers, plant your palms on the floor. And then inhale for cow pose. And exhale, cat pose. Round your spine. Again, breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale. And exhale. Two more like this. Breathe in. And breathe out. Last time, inhale. And exhale. Now bring the right knee to meet the left knee back to all fours. Now reach your right leg back behind you. And then slide the foot over to the left side of the mat. Look over your left shoulder. Breathe. Notice sensations in your body. Notice the breath. And then bring it back to center. This time, move your hands forward. I'm going to come into downward facing dog. So tuck your toes under. Lift your knees. Lift your hips. And then here, keep your heels lifted and your knees bent. Relax your head and relax your neck. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale. And exhale. Walk your hands back to meet your feet, and now let your upper body dangle. So bend your knees enough to let your upper body dangle over your thighs. You might sway from one side to the other. Shift your weight slightly towards your toes. And then relax your head and the neck. Sway gently from one side to the other. And then from here, you're going to crawl back into downward dog. So walk your hands forward. Take a breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take your right leg up and back. As you exhale, step it forward between the hands. Lower the back knee to the floor. Take your arms up in a low crescent lunge. From here, draw the ribs in. Yeah, so engage your belly. And then shift your hips a little bit forward if you can. And then keep reaching up through your fingers. And take 2 more deep breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. You might even look at that space where your wall meets your ceiling. So you're looking a little bit forward and slightly up. Last breath here. And then exhale, take your hands down. Downward facing dog. So you can do that through hands and knees. And then downward facing dog. Press back. Take your left leg up and back. Step it forward between the hands. And then when you're ready, lower the back knee, point the back toes. Take your arms all the way up and over. Breathe here. Press into your front foot. Draw the ribs in. Send the hips a little bit forward. Reach up. One more breath. And then exhale, lower your hands down. Downward facing dog. Press back. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Again, inhale. And exhale. A little different this time. Take the right leg up and step it forward. Now lower the back knee, walk the right foot to the right, coming into a lizard prep. It's not going to be a deep lizard. Now keep your arms straight. If this is too much of a stretch, you can shift your hips back a little bit here. And then you can go gradually forward. Working the front of your hips, your hip flexors. 2 more breaths. And then shift your hips back, right knee to meet the left knee, plant your hands, downward facing dog, press back. Nice deep breath in, deep breath out. Other side like that, left leg up and back. Step it forward, lower the back knee, walk the foot over to the left. Gaze forward, point the back toes. Feel the body. Feel the breath. Notice the sounds that you hear. Starting to practice some mindfulness. Last 2 more breaths. And then from here, left knee to meet the right. Let's move back into downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. From here, come forward into a plank pose. Lower your knees, lower all the way down to the floor. We're gonna come into Sphinx pose. So bring your elbows into the ground, your forearms to the floor. Bring the elbows right underneath your shoulders, spread the fingers. And then lift your chest here. Point the toes behind you and activate the legs here. Awesome, awesome stretch for the front of your core. Couple more breaths. If this is too much on your lower back, try walking your hands forward a little bit more. It's going to lessen the back bend. If you can, bring your elbows directly under your shoulders. See if you're sinking like this, if you can press the ground away. Imagine the hands dragging back and your chest going forward. A few more deep breaths here. And then go ahead and release. Elbows out to the side. Make a pillow with your hands and then rest your forehead on your hands. All right, and I come into a shoulder stretch here. I'm getting into the shoulders now. So take your left arm to the left. Make sure that it's nice and straight. So it's not up here, it's not down here. It's right in line with the shoulder. Yeah. Turn your left cheek to the mat. Tend to your right finger so the right elbow points up. Now roll over onto your left. And then you can stack your legs together. Or you can bend the top knee and step the foot behind. Whatever it feels nice there. And come back to center. Now we're going to stay working on the left side. So lift your torso up. Okay. Reach your right arm forward. You're going to thread the needle with your left arm And lower your head down. This is going to feel a little weird because you feel like you almost feel like you can't breathe here. If it helps, you can place a pillow under your head, under your forehead. And then lift your head back up. Lift the torso. Slide the left arm out. Make a pillow with your hands and let your head rest. Now we're going to do that on the other side. So right arm goes out to the right. Make sure that it's nice and straight. Turn your right cheek to the mat. Tend to your left fingers. Left elbow points up and then roll over onto your left. And whatever you want to do here with your legs, you can stack them on top of each other or bend the top knee. Bend the top knee and place the foot behind. And come back to center. And lastly, on the left, that second variation. So thread the needle. So reach your left arm forward. Thread the needle with the right arm. And re-lower your head down. And then lift your head back up. Slide the left arm out. And hands under your shoulders. Press back into child's pose. Rest your head down, nice and easy here. Reach your arms back. Put the shoulders round forward. And then hands underneath your shoulders. Lift your torso up. And make sure you have your 2 blocks handy. If you don't have blocks, you can stack a bunch of books on top of each other and place a towel over it, or a few pillows on top of each other. Anything that you can rest your forehead. Ideally, it's something firm, but it's not necessary. Yeah. And come to sit at the top of your mat. You're going to bring your legs out wide, coming into a straddle. Yeah. See that your hips are rooted on the ground. If you can sit on top of a blanket. It helps to elevate your hips. Sit nice and tall here. Set up your blocks in front of you. Just have them there. Nice deep breath in. Deep breath out. Feel the crown of your head lifting up to the ceiling and the hips rooting down into the ground. Now take your right hand on the inside of the right thigh. Take your left arm up and side bend over to your left. See that you're not sinking your chest towards the ground. Keep your chest nice and open. Just 2 more breaths here. And then come back to center. Pause right in between. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Let's do that on the other side. So left hand to the inside of your left leg. Reach the right arm up and then side bend over to your left. Couple more breaths here. And then come right back up. Pause. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. I'm going to go forward this time. So set up your blocks. You have a nice little table in front of you. You can set it up like this. And start to walk your hands forward any amount. Find a little bit of length through your spine there. Nice deep breath in. You can stay right here, or you can rest your forehead onto your blocks. Let the shoulders round. You may sway your head from one side to the other. And then start to walk your hands back. Bring your legs to close. Move your blocks out of the way. You're going to move forward on your mat and come to lie down. Have one of your blocks where you can reach on your right side, and then come to lie down. And breathe here. All right, the last pose before we come into Shavasana. I'm going to do restorative bridge pose. So grab your block. If you don't have blocks, you can use a pillow that you can place under your sacrum. I'm going to place it on the medium height to begin. Tuck the shoulders and let the chest be nice and open. And breathe here. I'm going to hold this one for about 2 minutes or so. While you do that, notice the breath. Notice all of the different qualities of the breath. Notice how your ribs move on the inhale and exhale. Notice how your chest expands as you inhale. Notice how the chest contracts as you exhale. Now we're going to move into legs up the wall. You're going to do it without the wall unless you want to go there. We're going to bring your block to the lower height so that you have you're more stable. Then you're going to pick your legs up and then take your legs all the way up to the ceiling. Now, you don't have to do a lot of work here to keep the legs up. See if you can just let them dangle so they sort of fall into the hip sockets. I'm going to hold this one for about a minute or so. Remember, you can also go to the wall. Close the eyes. Rebend your knees, set your feet back down, lift your hips and remove the block. Now options here, you can either set up for your Yoga Nidra meditation, or you can just come into Shavasana, set your legs straight. You can set up a timer because I'm going to leave you right here. If you're just doing Shavasana, I recommend about 5 to 10 minutes. So set up your timer to 5 or 10 minutes, but whatever you can do. If you're doing your Yoga Nidra, go ahead and press play whenever you're set up. Make sure that you're comfortable. And namaste. Enjoy your practice.